Good day and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing another experiment. What do I mean? We're gonna make the sort of keto bread, bun, whatever recipe into something sweet with a little orange. Ooh. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now, let's get ready and make some dinner. All right, for today's experiment, we're going to be making the basic batter, the keto batter, which is a ratio of 1 cup of powdered butter to 1 egg. And to that, I'm going to add a little bit of some golden monk fruit to try and keep the carbs down. I'm going to add a little vanilla and some orange zest. So, and then I'm going to roll it in a little bit of cinnamon sugar mix. So let's get that going. Add a little bit of cinnamon to this pile. So the batter doesn't make a lot of a huge volume because it's just basically a cup of this powdered butter. So this is a easy experiment to do. If it doesn't work, I don't know if the video will ever see the light of day, but if it does work, awesome. I'm going to change the process a little bit because I don't know exactly how well the liquid and a little bit of sweetener that we're going to add is going to get incorporated. So I'm going to do this, crack the egg. Ordinarily, oops, got a little shell in there. Ordinarily, I would just mix the egg in with the powdered butter, but I think this time what might make sense is to whiz up the egg a little bit beforehand and then add the other ingredients. Like, I'm just gonna throw in a little splash of vanilla, if I can get this undone. So that's probably 4 mLs, I don't know, almost a teaspoon. What else? Ooh, a little bit of orange zest to try and incorporate into the into these little keto rolls, buns, sweet treats. I don't know. But I find a little bit of zest adds a huge amount of flavor, so I don't want to blow this out. So I'm only going to use part of the zest of the orange. But whatever it is that I scraped, I definitely want to get in there. So be careful when you do it. These guys are sharp. All right, there's that. What else? Don't need leavening. Just need to mix this up and maybe throw in, I don't know, just a little bit of this mix to give it a little bit of sweetness on the inside, as well as I'm going to roll the resulting guys out in the cinnamon sugar mix. So I'm not super aggressively mixing this. I don't know if you can see this on camera or not, but after that, it is a cup of this powdered butter. Doesn't have to be exact, because we're not really baking. And now let's add this stuff. Trying to get everybody mixed together and then out into the powdered butter. It only takes a couple minutes to throw together, and I was thinking about this a little bit earlier today because I was enjoying some coffee and thinking it'd be really nice to have a little something to go along with it. I'm trying to be good, trying to do a little time-restricted feeding, so I was feeling a little peckish. That's why I had the coffee. But a tasty, sweet keto treat to go along with the coffee. That sounds pretty good. Especially this time of year. Although it's only, what, 2/3 of the way through October. There's like tons of Halloween decorations out, and people are already starting to think about Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's always a very difficult time of year for people that are trying to watch the intake and trying to be good. So if this is a way of maintaining that lifestyle and enjoying something that kind of feels like a baked treat, awesome. All right, this smells pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and then we'll roll it out. I got the pan all ready to go. Oven's preheated. Just need to let this chill, literally chill for a couple of minutes. See you in a little bit. All right, welcome back. The batter has had a chance to chill, and I think now is the time to get rolling. And to do that, because this is kind of a sticky batter, I'm going to glove up just so it doesn't stick to my warm hands all that much. So I've got a parchment-lined sheet pan here. Again, very small batch. So all I'm going to do is grab a little bit of the dough, form it into a ball, roll it around in the cinnamon and sugar. Drop them onto the parchment. And let's keep going. Oops. There's a clump that didn't get incorporated. So in order for these to cook, about the same rate, I want to make sure that the dough balls are about the same size. But it's not going to be perfect. I'm not weighing anything out. Kind of ironic considering I'm a pharmacist. I do weights and measures. But I'm just going to roll the rest of this batter out, drop it into the cinnamon and sugar, and bake them up, see what happens. Might have a little bit, maybe 1.5 more. And although I haven't tried it, Cary Kelly is the originator of this recipe. Shout out Cary Kelly on X. Experimenter par excellence. He's the guy that came up with this recipe. And from what I've heard him post about on X, that this recipe does scale. So if you're trying to make a bigger batch, you could. Might as well get all the goodness out of here. And that's it. So total of 5 little, I don't know, they kind of look like donuts, cookie blanks. I'm not sure what to call these guys. But this little cinnamon and sugar mixture, golden monk fruit sweetener, super yummy. It's the same kind of mix, although different proportions, that I use when doing roasted pecans. I cover them with, first roast them in butter and then cover them with cinnamon sugar mixture, but a lot more cinnamon, a lot less sugar. So I'm gonna put these in the oven and let them go for about 20 minutes, see what happens. All right, folks, welcome back. Got to see how the experiment worked out. It's been 20 minutes, just checked, look good. Got to say, the house smells awesome. There's that wonderful cinnamon sugary smell along with a little bit of orange. And this is what the guys look like. I don't know how well that shows up on camera. Hopefully it gives the camera a little bit of time to adjust. That's pretty exciting. I'm gonna let these guys cool off for just a couple of seconds, maybe 2 minutes, and then it'll be time to dive in. All right, it's only been a couple of minutes. I was a little concerned that the cinnamon and sugar mix might cause the buns, rolls, donuts, I don't know what to call these, to stick and to burn. I don't think that's the case. They're a little caramelized. It's still pretty hot. Here's the top. Looks pretty good. And the underneath, the undercarriage. Little bit of caramelization there, but not too bad. So let's dive in. Let's see what happens when we chop these guys in half. So you get to see the middle. It looks like it's all the way done. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that. I don't know. Give it a shot. It's interesting. It's not super sweet because I didn't add a lot of sweetener, but there's a little bit of sweetness there and a little bit of the orange zest comes through. It's very nice. The thing that really sort of inspired this, having a cup of coffee, is it'd be great with a cup of coffee. The texture is surprising. It's very soft, except for the bottom part where I think the that monk fruit sweetener got it's a little sticky, a little tacky from actually producing some caramelization. So it's closer to caramel, but it has a little bit of cinnamon in it as well. Yummy. I'd say that's a successful experiment. I might add a little bit more sweetener to the batter next time I make this, but that is a winning combination. Yummy. So this is another experiment with that batter that was inspired by Cary Kelly on X. Give him a follow if you're on X. Otherwise, I'm going to keep playing around with this recipe and see what else we can make. But that's today's experiment. So let me know what you guys do. Thanks. All right, for those of you that are in Howard County, Maryland, hit me up if you need to get your knives taken care of. I started a knife sharpening business. Just send a message or call and we'll get your knives sorted.